Just want to bring up the live, make sure that your view is as good as I can get it. Let's see, I'm going to bring up my channel. I want to make sure that the sound is working. Yes. All right. Great. Looks like you have a good view. The sound is working. Last couple of videos that I have been doing, didn't realize, but the sound wasn't working. So we got that all straightened out. Today I'm going to be making a ladybug home sweet home wreath for summer. I have a sign that I've made, home sweet home, and I have some beautiful ribbons. This really cute watermelon ribbon with the buffalo plaid, that's always popular. This adorable ladybug ribbon with the daisies, and then a red and white check. And I'll be using my 10-inch wreath frame, and I'm going to be putting on my own pipe cleaners. I prefer putting on my own pipe cleaners. I have a video, a couple of videos down below on my YouTube channel on exactly how I put them on. So if you want a slower video, definitely go check that out. I prefer to put my own pipe cleaners on. I could put them exactly spaced out as I want. I can put as many as I want. And then a lot of times when you buy them already pre-made from the local stores, Michael's, Joann's, or whatever, they come with an odd number of ties on it. So instead of having an even number of ties, you have an odd number, and then that messes up the final design unless you're going to be adding a bow of some sort or embellishments. So I save a little bit of money doing my own. I have cut my red deco mashes. They're really heavy foil, a lot of sparkle to it, really pretty. So I think that's going to really pop with the sign. So let's get started. As you come on, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. I love talking to people as I'm creating. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll try to follow along in the chat and answer them. If you're watching it on replay, type in #replay, and any questions, I will go back and answer them. Love to see where my followers are from. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Again, my name is Lorraine with, I'm just making sure, Lorraine with Crafty Therapy by Elle. So I'm going to start out by making my wreath frame. I'm taking my pipe cleaner, I'm twisting it on, I'm going right in the middle of these brackets, and I'm tying it on to both the two innermost wire rings. So I'm going around. I'm going to have 6 on the inside, and then I'm going to have, let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to do, sometimes I do 12 on the outside, sometimes I do 6 on the outside, but I am going to make this as a low profile. Here in New York, we mostly have storm doors, so we need wreaths that are going to fit inside our storm doors so that we're able to close them. And this particular wreath, is going to be going to a local gift shop that I sell in. So I am going to go ahead and make it as a low profile one. So I'm going to put 6 ties on the outside rather than 12 on the outside. If I put 12, it makes it like a poofier wreath, which is great. Some people definitely buy them locally like that also. They put them on the outside of the door. As long as you have a little overhang, a porch, they do fine. So like I said, this one's going to be going to a local shop that I sell in. I need to do a little restock there. They're running a little bit low. So I'm going to make it low profile because I know a lot of the doors around here, the homes around here have the doors that they would prefer it to be in between. So for this one, I'm adding it to the two outer rings and I'm tying it onto the crossbar. That way none of my mesh is going to be sliding around. It is nice and secure on this wreath frame. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking one of my pieces of deco mesh that I've already cut. This is a 10-inch deco mesh, wide foil, and I have cut it at 20 inches. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the cut edge and I'm finding the middle, and what I'm going to do is teeny tiny scrunches all the way to the other side, trying to stay in the middle so that both sides of my mesh will be equal. They call this the ruffle. And then you're going to have like a little bow tie. So I'm taking it how I ruffled it. I'm going to start on the outside pipe cleaners and I'm just adding it right to the pipe cleaner. And I'm twisting the pipe cleaner nice and tight 2 or 3 times. I'll take my edges, make sure that they overlap. And now I'm going to move to the next one. If you're new to my channel, I have recently uploaded many different videos, whether it's on wreath making, how to make the frames with the pipe cleaners, how to make bows. Some videos are on how I make my signs. I use my Cricut for some of my signs. So you can go back on my channel and take a look at what else I have there. I am a registered nurse turned wreath maker and small business owner. I worked as a transplant ICU nurse for several years, and then I worked in a large skin cancer facility local to me. And then once I had kids, I stopped working to stay home and raise them. And then I started making wreaths about 5 years ago. I made something for my son's teacher for a little gift for Halloween. It was a Dollar Tree witch hat. If you Google that, there's probably tons and tons of videos on that. A very basic, cute little decoration. And I had posted it on my Facebook page and people were saying, "Oh, that's so cute. Can you make me one?" And I did. I started making those and it kind of just snowballed from there. So now I have a home-based business making wreaths and signs and bows. I sell some supplies in my Etsy shop. If you'd like to take a look at my Etsy shop on what designs I have available, whether it's a completed wreath for any season, it is Crafty Therapy by l.etsy.com. Let me try to get you in the frame a little bit better. I have wreaths there. I have mystery boxes of bows, large decorative bows. A lot of people don't enjoy making bows. They find it really difficult. I happen to love it. So I sell many of my bows there for wreaths or lanterns or mailboxes or gifts. Right now is wedding season, so I'm doing a lot of wedding bows. I also have mystery boxes for my bows. as I make them on YouTube, and if I don't use them right away, they are going into mystery boxes now. I figured it helps out other wreath makers who want beautiful bows to put on their wreaths. And it's going to be 5 mystery bows per box, and it'll be a surprise. You don't know what you're getting, but you'll get a variety of all seasons. So again, I'm just going around. I've gone all the way on the outside. Now I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just doing teeny tiny ruffles all the way to the other side. Pinch the middle. Now I'm going to add it to the pipe cleaners right on top. And I'm going to go all the way on the inside. Keep crossing over, make sure my ends are overlapping. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Oh, this one is snagged a little bit. There we go. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you're a wreath maker, let me know. If you're just learning how to make wreaths, I try to go slow, step by step. This is how I learned, just watching other people make them on lives and videos. And then I developed my own techniques. One of the hard part is pairing up your ribbons and knowing what colors go together and what patterns go together. There's so many to choose from, so I've decided to take the guesswork out of it for some of you newbies or some that just can't find what they're looking for. And I have a couple of ribbon kits in my Etsy shop. It comes with usually 3 or 4 different ribbons that are all perfectly paired together, so that you just take your mesh that you probably already have at home, add your ribbons, maybe a sign if you want. You don't always have to add a sign. That's a personal preference. And you're good to go. You know you're going to have a beautiful outcome. So you could take a look at that under my supplies. So we've got, let's see, 3 more. 3 more pieces of the mesh to add. Going right up the middle, teeny tiny scrunches. Adding it right to the pipe cleaner. This is a technique that I teach at local in-house parties. It's really an easy technique. Once you've done it once or twice, you can take any color mesh and really just make all different seasons. So I like to start with this design to teach my customers, because it's really a no-fail design. I make a lot of different styles, but some of them take a long time. Some of them you have to have a base skill in order for it to come out nicely. This, if you do a small little ruffle and you start with a nice quality mesh, you should be good to go. Last one, and then we're going to go on and... Hi Tracy, welcome. But that's all right. You know what? Practice, practice, practice. It really makes a difference to make sure that you're doing that tiny little scrunch. That way you're going straight up the middle. Also, another tip is if you can find, one sec, I'll show you. If you can find mesh like this was one I used yesterday, where it's a stripe and it has a very defined middle. The blue is going to be your middle. It really gives you, it's a guide rather than the red where it might be sliding around for you for a beginner. Try to find a striped one. That should help you. All right, so there we go. We've got our base. Really pretty. Now we are going to add our ribbons. I've already gone ahead and pre-cut my ribbons. And I have a video, a couple of videos on my YouTube channel showing you exactly how I do it. I use this thin piece of wood. They call these ribbon boards. I made this myself. You can make it easily yourself. Or you can buy them online on Etsy. There are wreath makers that make them. Very easy. You can go back and take a look at those. What I haven't done, so I have them all cut, but I haven't dovetailed them. So I'll do those real quick. This just gives it that finished look. As you can see, that's called a dovetail. I like to take 3 pieces at a time. I find if I do all 6 at a time, I have 6 pieces per design. If I do all 6, it comes out wonky. It doesn't come out straight. So 3 pieces seems to be the key for me. Obviously, using quality wired ribbon makes all the difference. I never use unwired ribbon. It flops, it doesn't hold its shape. It's a lesson I learned, and probably every wreath maker has learned from the beginning. You try it, you try to save a little money, or you don't know any better. Those ribbon rolls are probably still sitting in my basement in storage. What I'm gonna do with them, I don't know, but they won't be going on my wreaths, I can tell you that much. I'm using my Fiskars, nice sharp pair of scissors is crucial. I have these and all of my supplies. I've got my self-healing cutting mat. All of the supplies I use basically on a daily basis, I have listed down below, or I will have it after the live is over, on that you can order from Amazon. And they truly are things that I use on a daily basis. And I found that they have lasted me for years. Morning, Cheryl. How are you? Thanks for hopping on. If you have any questions, let me know. I am making a spring summer wreath. And I'm going to be using my Home Sweet Home sign that I made. So we have our ribbons cut. And I just want to see which way I want to pair this up. I think what I'm going to do next, sometimes I leave the sign to the end. I think I'm going to put it on now. So I need one more pipe cleaner. Am I out of red pipe cleaners? No big deal. I'll use duck. Here's my staple gun. This is a Stanley staple gun that uses 1/4 inch staples. That's what you want. Otherwise, it's going to go through your signs. I also have this listed down below. That's another thing that really hurts when you have the wrong staple gun and the wrong size staples, and it goes through your sign and you pretty much ruin it. That is a very, very painful lesson to learn. So I order them on Amazon. Sometimes I have trouble finding them in this, local Home Depot or whatever. So I know they work. I know they don't go through my signs, so I just order from there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my pipe cleaner and I'm shoving it right through the mesh. Oh, I love that. I love how the sign pops on the red. Taking my pipe cleaners on each corner, and I'm shoving it right through the mesh. I'm feeling on the back. I've got one hand, this one on top, and I've got my other hand down underneath, feeling for the pipe cleaners to come through, and then I'm catching the wire frame and tying it on. And you can see I'm not squashing my mesh, I'm just gently tying it on. I don't want to sink it down. And once I get the last one on, I'll flip it over so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I've got all 4 corners attached now. And you can see I have it twisted right onto the frame. You don't want to just twist it onto the mesh because your sign may move around. It's most secure if you attach it to the frame. I'm trimming away the extra pipe cleaners that I no longer need. And now I'm going to fold it over so that nothing scratches my customer's door. Okay. So my sign is on. Now we're going to start adding our ribbons. Again, I have another video that's showing all slowly details on how I cut my ribbons, how I dovetail them. These I have cut at 12 inches. I have 2 different patterns. This is my pattern 1 and this is my pattern 2. I'm lining them up, folding them over, pinching the middle, and I'm going to add them to the pipe cleaner. The only thing I wasn't sure if I was going to love this dot one. Just want to see something. I normally don't spread out my ribbons until the end. You know what? I feel like this blends too much with my red mesh. So I'm going to switch that out. And this happens. This is what wreath making is about, is putting it together and saying, you know what? That's not how I envisioned it in my head. It's not turning out. Let's go to plan B. So I'm grabbing my ribbon board. Let me just put this aside for a second. I'm grabbing my 12-inch ribbon board. And I think this is going to pop on there. And I'm wrapping it 6 times. See how quickly and easy that was? Slide it out. Separate them so that now I have 6 even pieces. I dovetailed them. If you're here, say hi. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm from New York. I live on Long Island. You could probably tell from my voice. I am making this wreath for a local shop that I sell in. This actually will probably be listed in my Etsy shop also, Craftsy Therapy by Elle, because I can make more of these. All right, so taking this one, see? Let's try this, this. Yeah, I think this is gonna look best. All right, this is what I'm going with. Final decision. Put this guy back in here. Cheryl, I cut all of these I cut at 12 inches. Generally, I cut my ribbons between 12 and 14 inches. For this one, they're all cut at 12. I always use a 2.5 inch ribbon and a 1.5 inch ribbon. I like to spread my ribbons out. Some of the other wreath makers don't do that. They leave them together. I'll show you. They leave them like this. I don't know. I'm paying for these beautiful ribbons and these beautiful designs, so I want everyone to see them. So I spread out my ribbons. It fills out my wreath. You see these beautiful patterns. And as you can see, I'm rotating them. I'm going to back you guys up just a little bit to get a little more view. Okay. So going all the way around, I usually, whether it's the inside or the outside first, I stick with it. I find when I'm teaching classes and they're going inside outside, they always get messed up in the end. They get confused. So I always do the same. I do all the inside and then all the outside. This is going to be a nice cheery wreath. Okay, so we have the inside done. Now we're going to move to the outside, and I'm keeping the same patterns. I'm not changing anything up. Again, that's your personal preference if you want to do that. But I like to keep everything the same. Honestly, it doesn't matter where you put the first ribbon on the outside, because they all kind of meet up to the top ones at some point if you're trying to stagger the designs because of the way I laid out the ribbon. So all of my ribbons are facing out. Nothing's facing in because I don't want it covering my sign. It's like layering. You want all your layers to be seen. My mesh was cut at 20 inches. Generally, I cut my mesh between 18 and 22 inches, depending on the design. This is made specifically for a screen door, so I cut it at 20 inches. Okay, last one of this pattern. Folding it over, pinching the middle so that my tails are equal length. Pinching the middle and smoothing it out and adding it to a pipe cleaner. Okay, last one. Let's see, we're just about 29 minutes and we're almost done with the wreath. So you can see it can really move along. It probably took me maybe 5 minutes to pre-cut all of the ribbon and deco mesh, but once you get into the groove, it really does move along pretty quickly. Now I'm taking my sharp wire cutters and I'm trimming down all of the pipe cleaners I no longer need. Make sure you're cutting it right above where you twisted. You cut through that twist, you're going to release all of your mesh and your ribbon, and it's not that easy to have to add more pipe cleaner. So trimming all of the pipe cleaners on the inside and the outside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over. Going to each one on the outside. I'm folding over the pipe cleaners just so that it looks a little more finished. And now I'm going to fold over on the inside and I tuck it around back for a more finished look. Okay, now the final thing that you do to get a nice, full, beautiful wreath is fluff your ribbons. So even though some of them I've spread, I'm going back to every single one of them and I'm fluffing my ribbons. I'm pulling them apart. My habit is to do the thick one, the thin one, the thick one, the thin one, all the way around. Thick, thin, thick, thin. Thick, thin, thick, thin. I'm spreading them and giving them a little curve down. It's all wired, so I can do that, and it's going to hold its shape. So if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel down below. I'm going to be try going once or twice a week live. This is the best time for me. My kids are in school, my husband's at work. Once they come home, it's noisy in here. I work on my dining room table, so you know, everyone's in the kitchen eating, the dogs are barking, you know how it is, I'm sure. So you can always watch my replays. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll get notified that I've made a new video. You can go back and watch it. You can always leave a comment. I'm happy to answer questions. I go back and check. You can check out what's available in my Etsy shop, Crafty Therapy by L.etsy.com. Tilt up a little bit. I think that came out really cute. I'm just gonna fix this one. Yep, sorry. Really pretty. You got all the ribbons on, spread out, pretty sign. Perfect for spring and summer, don't you think? So this one is going to a local shop that I sell in today. I will also list it available on my Etsy shop because I can make more of these. I have enough supplies to probably make 2, maybe even 3 more. So I'm happy to make you one also. I ship out almost daily. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you for those that joined. If you haven't and you're watching the replay, type in #replay so that I know you were here. I appreciate you and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.